Well. Welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right, you've found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. Now pay attention, because this is how it works. If you'd like to add some loops to this roller coaster ride of a show, you're gonna need fate chips. Now these magical loyalty points can be earned just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just engaging with us in the chat. It's like free money, Pete. With your fate chips, you can use your powers as an architect to heal your favorite players, summon items that will make their adventure a lot easier, or a lot harder. You can even make players say or sing outrageously silly things. Think of those possibilities. But wait. There is more. You can also toss our unsuspecting heroes into random encounters that will leave them sweating, strategizing, and questioning their life choices. All it takes is a quick redeem command in the chat. You choose the item or action and the player you want to mess with, and we'll take it from there. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go! Hey, hello everybody, all you architects of fate. I am Simon, and with me is my good friend Rufus the robot, and we are here to actually read our lines. We got another installment of Cookie Track, the show that just wouldn't die, according to Pun Donkeys, the show that just wouldn't die. Here tonight, we're going to once again take some randomly generated Star Trek themes, and with your help, we are going to try and break down a 3-act Star Trek episode, and we'll do it while having some relaxing and having some cookies at the end of the week. Rufus, you want to tell us about those cookies? Hi, GM. Yeah, Simon's pretty distorted. Don't know why.
Oh, I am sure that Pone Donkeys meant that with all the love in his heart. We are the show that just won't die, and I am here to tell you, I want to live. I want to live richly and deeply and fully, and really, I want to live in all of those ways. So tonight, our episode tonight is called The Fast and the Curious. Clever wordplay as always. And tonight's threads/beats are experiments with new warp technology. New, that's the key word, new warp technology. Protagonist replaced by a shape-shifting alien. Oh, that should be gooey fun. And conversation in a turbolift or a decontamination room. And our cookies tonight, oh, these are just so amazing. It is a company called Loacker, and Quadratini is the name of the cookie, and it's a great wafer cookie. I gotta say, it's just one of my favorites so far. I think these are just absolutely delicious. They're imported from a place called South Tyrol in Italy, and I had to look that up because I didn't know where it was, but that is the very northwestern part of Italy. It borders Switzerland and Austria, and I am so curious about it since these cookies are so delicious. So I highly recommend them. Back to you.
Hey. Well, I'm apparently picking up a lot of voice distortion, so I might be restarting some things here.
It is strange. You just don't quite sound like yourself.
No, I do not.
You sound like you maybe have a head cold.
I do. How about you yell at people while I restart while I reboot myself.
Okay.
And if you can start laying out what we want to do, I can listen and I can
Mm-hmm.
react.
Mm-hmm. You can listen and react. How long do you think this reboot's gonna take?
Well, it's already happening.
Okay, well I can start yelling like, "Hey, get out of my yard. Hey, don't take my bike. Hey,
What?
that's my car."
What do you? I don't understand.
I was just thinking like, what would I yell at people? I'm not oh, I could carry the show forward. Well, I think that the first thing we should deal with is that conversation that's going to happen in either a turbo lift or decontamination room. And since I don't think we have a decontamination room, I bet it's going to take place in a turbo lift. And that's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's see who should be there. Well, Noob should definitely be there, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe we've got H&B, since we're going to be doing some warp technology stuff, antics. It's a new warp thing here, and she's going to be all over this. Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting better. I'm a
Very good.
little. There we go. I'll bet that if I bring down my input a little bit, it'll probably help. So yeah, there we go. So in theory, there. Okay. Probably sound a little distorted. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna try and bowl my way through this. Maybe bring my voice volume down a little, and let me see. Where's my system volume? There's my audio. Yeah, because I'm pagan. Yeah, that sounds better. That sounds more like me. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
sounded like yourself again, and which
Oh,
is
okay.
a
Yeah,
great
because I was
feeling, to just.
I had turned up the volume.
Oh yeah, there
You
you are.
cannot
That's
pump up.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
cannot pump up the jam.
we are back home again. Yeah, it's very comforting to hear your
Wait a
voice
minute.
again,
Oh, all
Simon.
right. We've already started the one-liner grabs. Ouch. Oh god, this is terrible too. Now we do have a little lag going on. So if we don't seem responsive to you, well, tough shit.
We're doing our best.
Yes,
But
we're gonna
tonight,
do our
it's
best.
the technology seems to be against us, and that is also the Twitch technology.
Yeah, considering both of us are technological beings.
You'd think it
Uh,
would be a blessing, but no, it's often a curse.
yeah, no, this is not gonna help. We got, it's the funny part is when we get a restart. So I'll put that into the redeem for just otherness,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's a good thing. All right, so we're gonna start off in a turbolift. You assume that I have a turbolift.
Well, I thought we'd been in a turbolift before, but I don't remember a decon
Oh,
room.
we do have a turbolift. Do we want the GUI decon chamber? Because I'm feeling that we could do the shapeshifter right at the same time.
I mean, are we feeling like is this sweeps week? Do we have to take our clothes off
I
for
think
that?
everyone has to take their clothes off and get stuff in their fur. I liked it when Porthos got gooed.
Mm-hmm.
That was. Yeah, the decon chamber. Why did they do that? Because they could. Is the only reason.
Well, it was great. I mean, I was certainly happy about it.
I mean, yeah, you definitely had
Everybody,
your fan service there. It's like we were all fans of Trip, whether you're fans of Trip or T'Pol or anyone else with a T name.
I know.
That was happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the decontamination chamber, which looks oh so flimsy. Everything looks so flimsy. However, keep in mind the decontamination center was also this. This does count.
Where was it?
This was in a comic book.
Oh.
Where it tickled you with a sterabath.
Oh, Sterabath. I like that one.
I'm
That sounds like a really bad
I
brand
am
name.
quietly gonna do this one. And here's the reason why.
Okay.
I don't because I think it's funny.
No.
Because I think it's a communal decontamination chamber,
Hmm.
and I don't know why my screen grabber isn't working. Oh, okay. Copy to clipboard. There we go. There we go. We're just gonna do
Absolutely.
we're just gonna do this, and we're all gonna be in there, or I'm gonna be in there at least.
Yeah, I kind of think it'd be funny for just everybody because maybe we came back from something that happened on a planet where everybody, like the local cuisine was just filled with germs, you know?
Oh, okay. I like this. Noob and H and B have to rub gunk on each other, which I think is good.
Uh-huh.
I also like the idea that the Doctor Lind would be having to justify why they need this instead of the usual transporter decon. I
Hmm.
do like the idea that Doctor Lind just is doing it for giggles because he bet somebody $50 he could convince us to do it.
Well, maybe he feels like there's a lot of tension on the ship, and maybe this is gonna
This
we're
is
so we're
not
gonna
gonna
be just
fix
like,
that.
well,
No.
we're gonna be just like those folks in the comics, we're gonna hardy har, and actually, who's gonna tell the joke?
Well, it's apparently a side effect of the decontamination beam in the comic book. It tickles. I am going to say that as a young cybercat, I encountered this comic book, and it did not stir anything deeply within me, which I assume some of my compatriots did.
I'm
Uh,
sure it scratched somebody's itch.
It got somebody's itch. Somebody was itching. Um, so I'm gonna have H and B and Cat, and you'll note. There's Dr. McCoy. There's Captain Kirk. Mr. Spock. No hardy har har balloon. And Mr. Scott, hardy har har.
It looks like they're doing a boy band dance.
They are doing a boy band
Everybody,
dance.
yeah, yeah, rock
Maybe
your
they actually do need to do
body,
this. The tickle
rock your
beams,
body right. The tickly beam.
but we, you know, and yeah, and let me see. I'm gonna grab Dr. Lind because I didn't bring Dr. Lind into this.
Oh, I mean,
Lind
uh,
seems like he'd tell the joke. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. GM suggested, and I think that's absolutely right.
Let me see
I'll
if I
I'll get
can.
my I'll get my Lind voice ready. I got to put these cookies away though, because I am eating a ton of these cookies.
There isn't a ton. It's a 4 ounce bag.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're mostly air, which kind of makes you feel like you could eat a lot of them, but
Yeah,
I
they're
still
kind
feel
of
guilty.
those shuttle tiles or those weird waffle cookies that just are mostly they taste like glass.
That's not my impression, but you do
Well,
you.
the these are actually way better than those. No, it's those cookies that you knew that the person didn't like you when they bought them.
Oh,
They're
absolutely.
those finger shaped. They're finger length.
Well, yeah, yeah.
They've got the
They're
little
wafer
hatching on
cookies.
them and a smear
Yeah, they're
of
wafer cookies.
yeah, it's some kind of wafer cookie.
Yeah, it's a yeah. Oh
Okay,
God, there's Lind.
so
He
what's
looks
Dr.
awesome.
Lynn's joke about with this? Because I do think we're gonna get a tub of goo.
And yeah,
Oh,
we're just
I
gooing it
think that
up
in
and
order to do, I got it. In order to go, because why are we doing it? And it's Dr. Lynn can say it, but I think it's because the um the new warp technology is needs to be ultra clean,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to do clean room
or the
clean.
inventor's a germaphobe. Take your pick.
Or he just likes to see everybody naked.
I like that better.
I mean, who wouldn't? It just gets so boring on the ship after a while.
All right, so we wanted to see everybody naked.
Lynn's idea is that Lynn throws in the gel though for good measure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's making that noise.
Um,
That's what that sounds like.
yeah, and I think that yeah, and there is the joke that Just Otherness did to redeem the one-liner.
Mm. Well, let me know when you're ready for the joke.
Oh, I think everyone's really ready.
Okay. Listen, everybody. I've got a joke to tell.
We've got a captive audience.
How many ears did Captain Hook have? Well, this is like a knock-knock joke. Somebody's got to say, I don't know, how many?
How many?
3. Ah, a left ear, a right ear, and the final front ear. Ah, ah.
I like the idea that the Elbonian is offended by this because they have an ear in their forehead.
Oh no, let's not do that short trek where everybody, it's all these cliches getting offended.
Yeah. Oh no, I like the idea that whoever's logical, which we don't have anybody, because if we had the logical character who could never get the joke, they would say, "I did not know. I thought Captain Kirk was a human, and not an Eldezeran, or something like that, right?"
Well, maybe Kat quotes somebody we haven't met yet. Like, well, since so and forth isn't here, I'll have to say it. I thought Captain Kirk was just a human.
Yeah, since
Wait,
Lieutenant Buzzkill.
don't we have a Vulcan on board?
We do, but he's like one that's banging boots with what's his name? He's somebody's boyfriend.
Okay.
He's Lieutenant a Serakian. He's one of the CPO sergeants, and I think that honestly, if anybody was to not get the joke, it would be the king of the Netherlands. Like Willem would not get the joke.
I don't. Okay, I'll go with that.
I'll go with that. We're just gonna have him not get the joke, or intentionally not get it.
He's what would you call it? Stubborn.
Yeah, he's gonna play to type. Everyone doesn't think he has a sense of humor, so he's just gonna lean into it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's good. And then no, he's gonna want us to do goo though. So Lynn forces us to smear goo on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm gonna do is have the goo is actually a shapeshifter, but we don't know that.
Oh, this is nice. That is, I gotta hand it to you, and that is so clever. I never thought of that.
Because I think that the shapeshifter is trying to infiltrate shapeshifter, and I'm gonna put down. So we don't know if they're a spy or not, but they're a shapeshifter.
Yeah,
and no one's ever massaged Odo into their pores.
And it's an interesting question. Like, can a shapeshifter? Is it going to try to stretch over everybody, or just pick one person?
We're hucking out chunks of him, so this is going to be unpleasant.
Because it could be kind of like the Klingon thing with Geordi. Like, they could just go for Agent B to get the secrets of this new warp thing that's going to go on.
Oh yeah, I'm figuring that this is their way in. That they're gonna, but yeah, I like the idea that they weren't planning on all of us scooping it up,
Right. This is like, don't.
Yeah, because Lynn isn't sure. Lynn doesn't know where the gel came from, but you might as well use it.
I don't know. Just go ahead and squirt it.
Yeah. So I do love the idea that suddenly the gel is a shapeshifter. That takes care of a whole set of plots there. that gets us kicked off. That kicks off all of our plots.
Mm-hmm.
And then we begin because we'll have something where a face emerges out of the goo or something as we scoop our hand in and start lathering all of our bodies, and that'll be the teaserific thing. All right, so that gets us now to the next phase.
Oh, is that that was just the teaser? Okay.
Yeah, the teaser is the decon chamber, and suddenly the goo is all
what
over
a teaser
everybody.
that is, because maybe somebody at the end of it says something like, "I think we should stay naked for the rest of the day."
Cat doesn't. Cat isn't too upset about this. H&B feels a little naked, a little exposed.
Oh, it's just something to get the audience to stay watching. Immediately after the commercial break, everybody's clothed again.
Yeah, everyone's back in their uniforms. Yeah. So where are we now in the?
Do we want to start back in engineering?
Sure. I mean, we could go into a special engineering. Well, because it doesn't say conversation. Yeah, I guess we had a conversation. I guess that was a joke. It's an experiment with a new warp technology. Now, that may or may not need. Yeah, we need a new character. And we may or may not need to have a new ship or a new engineering bay.
If we're going to use a new character, is it going to be somebody like from the what's it called, the something institute? Is it Dayton?
That's the Ohio Institute.
No. What's the guy's name though? The smart guy, Daystrom. Thank you, GM. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Daystrom. Yeah. Oh, good. It also means that they've caught up to us, which is good.
Who would be coming from Daystrom to help us out with this thing?
I don't know if I trust anybody from frickin' Daystrom. They are behind a lot of hinky shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me see if I can. I want to find like a weird looking warp core.
Okay.
That way we can have. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of the warp core that's the Captain Kirk kicking it warp core. The one where he has to kick it. And I'm gonna grab that one.
And maybe that's not a bug. Maybe that's how it works.
You gotta kick it, yeah.
Thus giving a captain something to say. Kick it.
Yeah, and it's an experimental warp drive, and we'll call it the kick drive. The kick it drive.
The kick drive.
Yeah, it's the kick drive. And, now we need a new guy and a new person, and they'll be from the Daystrom Institute. Now, we do already have someone who failed as a warp specialist.
Okay,
if I can remember where he was. It's this guy. Whoops. Come on, why am I not? Oh dear gosh. How come I'm not? Alright, let's walk slowly through my slides. There he is. Marcellus Wallace.
Oh,
he is also from the propulsion division. He has a one-off experimental drive.
Oh, he is. Okay.
But I think that we're gonna. Yeah, the screen's a little cut off. And I'm not sure where. Let me see on Architects of Fate. Yeah, we got some issues where I did an adjustment to something, and now suddenly nothing fits on the screen anymore. So I gotta do some rejiggering.
Yeah, he's Dr. Wallace.
Do we want to use Dr. Wallace? I'd like to use somebody else.
Well, let's have him, but let's give him an assistant.
Oh God, who only has 3 fingers. I really don't want the Traveler, but I really am here for having the Traveler.
Oh, maybe it's an Edwin. Do you want?
With a spare leg?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's the kick drive.
that's the kick drive. Okay. Let me see. Where's my NPCs? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna bring Dr. Marcus Wallace back, and now he's become a germaphobe after all that crap
Mm-hmm.
that happened last time. And this time he's a germaphobe. Um,
He's still got his magic suitcase. That has that has the warp juice in it for anything.
oh, does he?
Oh yeah, he's still got that.
Okay, that'll be fine. This is fine. I've also realized we've done our redeem, so I have to take that back off. Okay, so he's germaphobe. We all just stumble in, right? Because we're the only people
Mm-hmm.
allowed in. But with whatever the contamination is, or whatever the creature is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know why Willem's here, but I'm feeling like Willem is here because somebody's got to steer the ship, or somebody's got to pilot this thing.
Mm.
Um,
Well, he at least needs to know about how it works, because he's got to drive it.
uh, suppose we're actually crazy on the decon protocols. Yep. Let me see that. All right, that does it. All right, so yeah, we pile in. You need me to grab an Edwin, man? Yeah, the one thing that they
Yeah, I'm
don't.
open. If you have other ideas, go for it.
Oh no, I'm good. Well, let's look for his assistant though as a thing. What kind of assistant does he have? And I'm gonna do is create an event.
Mm-hmm.
Inform tactics. Okay. No idea what that will do.
Well, I say it's something that actually knows what they're doing for a change.
Okay, I'm going with that.
And maybe Marcellus is riding on this person's coattails,
Well, that's
or
funny because that's like every one of them.
I know, isn't that just the way with the Daystrom Institute?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that the Daystrom Institute's drafting off of one grad student. Yeah,
Correct.
that one grad student.
This Edwin is the very grad student.
He is the brain trust.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's hilarious. Let me see. I'm trying to get my alerts. Cheers follows redemptions. Sorry, I was looking at like fixing this thing that we were broadcasting with that I don't have set up right. What? Did we do okay?
Oh, GM says I want an alien in an atmosphere suit that resembles the GIMP.
Okay.
That's I'm down with that.
Yep. I'm gonna be at the aims to please.
Hmm. And it has been a long time since we've dipped into Tarantino land.
Yeah, I think this will be. I think this will be just fine. Thank you. How come you're not letting me grab this? All right, thank you. All right, so we gotta add this guy.
Hmm.
We don't have. Do we have anything about him or them?
Well,
I like the idea that he's the germaphobe.
oh yeah, it could be.
The gimp is and yeah, the gimp is actually the germaphobe.
Hmm.
Is back and is it a partner or is it just an assistant?
Just insistent. I mean, yeah, I like the whole shtick about the grad student who's actually running the show.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's like really, really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Their assistant was a germaphobe. Okay, so and he's from whatever the planet is, and it's Gahimp or not?
Hmm?
Is he? Trying to get his the colors here right. No, it's not bold. It's smaller. It's yeah. So it's that, and then the background is white. Yeah, and it's Gahimp.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I think we're just gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
The Gahimp does not talk, does he, or does he talk? I don't remember.
No, he does not talk.
Okay. Gahimp is silent, and kicks the drive alarm. He kicks and abuses the drive. It's part of how it works. And everyone, there's another special procedure, and it is going to be the ball gags.
Yes.
What would be they'd be the oral. Let me see. What oral thing would we want to call it?
Hmm.
Oral rectification. Oral rectification process. Something like that.
ORP.
ORP.
Oh, so this is the ORP drive.
I still like the kick drive, but okay.
Well, casually we call it the kick drive.
I like, yeah, alright, yeah.
Or kick
So
drive.
I'm gonna just put little orange balls in people's mouths. Oh dear. Yep, there's a little orange ball. This was was this ever supposed to be the serious show or no?
Well, it's certainly the reason we don't die is we're not serious.
Okay. Yep, so Cat's got one.
Mm-hmm.
H&B is not thrilled with this. Yeah, Wilhelm will be got for Dom. And Simon. Okay, so we all now need to prevent tooth injury.
Mm-hmm.
And does everybody now have to go around and go wow?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody can talk.
Or this is the native tongue of Gaimp.
Is it so that you can better talk with him? So is it really there as a communications tool instead of the?
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, then it's still the fucking kick drive.
Everybody's subtitled. Yes, yes, yes. We're trying to be culturally sensitive by not dubbing anything.
Yeah, everyone is now subtitled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that feels like a Star Trek trope that we should have had show up, which is everyone speaks in subtitles.
Well, that was the thing with the first movie. I remember, that they did the Klingons.
Oh yeah.
They came up with different language and subtitled them, and it was just a move to kind of,
Well, it was the third movie too.
Yes, oh, absolutely. I mean, but yeah, with the movies, they really, they took it seriously that they were speaking other languages.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're on a Klingon ship. Okay, fine. We are on it. They're gonna speak English now. Just shut up, everybody. It's the way it's gonna be. Mark Leonard is gonna sit there. Okay, so we are all now trying to speak around the ball gags.
Hmm.
And I think that the GIMP is just doing it. Now the weird part is, so what's happening with our entity?
Well,
Or do they explain the pro? Do we get a science explanation? Do we get a um? Do we get a science explanation? Do we get a what's it
well,
called?
I would think that the intruder, maybe we know about it
Or do
as
we
an
do the
audience.
intruder? Yeah, we
Yeah,
we've got
we
Chekhov's goo.
yeah, like the audience somehow knows about it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the audience should know because we had a face emerge from the goo
Yes,
just as
yeah.
we just plunged hands into it and started tearing it apart. So theoretically, the shapeshifter might already be dead. Which I would put money on if we just killed him by accident. It's like just it would be great in a novel as a novel idea, or as a DM. You immediately go, oh, cool! I've hit the alien shapeshifter, and he's in the goo, and everybody goes, oh, great, fantastic. Well, I'm gonna boil some water here. I'm gonna boil this bucket of water now, and they just kill it without
Well,
even
I
knowing
kind
it.
of think the this for this act, it just sort of feels like we should just be setting up the thing and sort of establishing what it is and
Yeah.
how it works and what have you. But I think one way or the other, we need to find out, is the intruder being successful in what's he there for? Is he just there to steal it or to sabotage it?
Well, let's go over to the old event generator.
Hmm.
Ruin and allies.
Okay.
So ruin means a sabotage, maybe.
Hmm.
Allies could be, um, he could also be an allied species who is still spying. Being a jerk, but he might have a reason to ruin this.
Hmm.
And he could ruin it for his allies. It could be if this is a totally new alien species, which would be fine. He could be there to prevent its use because it's gonna fuck up their environment,
Mm.
which is a very Star
Or
Trek thing.
just
Huh?
just because they're afraid of it, it's going to make them more powerful.
Yeah, it could make the Federation even more powerful, or it could let a bunch of gentrifying Federation people into their neck of the galaxy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or maybe he just doesn't like the fact that the drive needs to be kicked. Or there is a possibility that there's goo inside the drive and he's here to rescue it.
Oh,
That's a very Star Trekky way to look
that's a
at it.
very Star Trek thing. Yeah, Marcellus is exploiting, exploiting a sentient being.
Yeah, that would never have happened in the whole history of the Federation. Who gets their nipples clamped? That seems to be the most
Hmm.
important part of the new track. Is apparently clamping needs to happen. Yeah. So they're talking about. So yeah, they're very evasive. Then, it's very resistant and needs discipline, which is
Okay,
yeah.
maybe at the end of this scene we don't find out about the intruder that we've met already, but we somehow go inside the warp drive apparatus and see that there's another little face in there.
Let me see. Well, it would be something like an accident thing.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm thinking that the ball gag is there to keep us from actually talking with whatever is really there.
I think.
Or do we get leather masks too?
Well, I think, like I said, this scene, I think it should just be all about. We should first be led to believe that this is a great thing, and everybody's excited about it, and the audience should be sort of thinking this is just a positive thing, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
we're wondering why the intruder is there still. But like at the very last shot, we could find out that there's another creature inside the device.
Okay, so as we walk by,
But the crew isn't aware of this.
we see a face push against the transparent part of the drive, and
Sad face.
yes. And him smacks it. Now, what I like, what I'm really on a 50-50 is this consensual? Which I think would be funny because it would be a great turn where the person's coming to rescue them, and they realize, no, he's into that.
Okay, we could go that way, yeah.
Because then it becomes infinite diversity. Then we get a whole Gene's vision is once again. Gene's vision just heads right into kink. Yeah, all right. Either way, we'll say, holy crap, we've got Act 1. That's Act 1. I don't know what Act 2 looks like at this point. Then.
Well, Act 2, there should be attempted
outside
sabotage.
Of the drive, and we just talk stuff over.
Well, we should be testing it. Act 2 is the actual test.
Okay.
So we've just been setting it up and talking about it and all this technobabble stuff going on. And then Act 2 should be...
Okay, I'm going to get some bridge stuff going then.
So it should be the test, and if we're going to have a sabotage attempt, that should happen too.
Yep. Okay. I've got the bridge. Because the bridge is going to kind of give the commands, but it's not going to be everything. We're still going to be in the space, making the drive, helping observe the drive in action. Because I don't want to go through decontamination again.
Well, I think we should. I think we could go back and forth. Like maybe Wilhelm goes up to drive, because he was only down there just to see how it worked and everything.
Okay. Well, he got a whole body full of crap there. Yeah, I'll bring Wilhelm over then.
And I don't know if Cat should go back up to drive.
No, Cat's here to observe effects. I mean, there's gonna be some of us in the space. I didn't want to get anybody who has goo on them to leave the area. That's my only.
Well, I think I don't know. We need some folks on the bridge, though. I think it's just I like that idea of cutting back and forth.
Oh, I'm putting folks on the bridge. Don't worry, we got folks. Okay. We, believe it or not, have some depth. And, Chief Jot can show up for no reason. But we can bring Willem out. He might have had enough.
Yeah, let's let him drive.
He flies the ship.
It is his realm.
It is his realm.
The helm is his realm.
We're just gonna so freaking hate this. And, let me see, is Aldo... No, Chief Jules? Nah. I don't know what Cliff does. I forget what Cliff does, but let's put Cliff at Ops.
Yeah, I don't know what he is either. He's just he's a Tom Paris, probably. He can do anything.
Yeah, I just float him. Okay, so we're gonna test out the drive. Order sent back. Okay. And let's engage this. So we don't even know how it's gonna work or what it's gonna do or.
So Captain Esteban contacts Starfleet to let them know we're about to test, and asks if it's okay. Should we proceed?
Is that still okay?
Is it still okay?
Did you change your mind? I do love the idea of it. Is it still okay? Let's should we ask Starfleet using the evens odds? I think it's nearly a sure thing that it's still okay, but I'm gonna still ask.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is yes. No events occurred. It's still okay.
Good. I'm glad Starfleet is working.
Starfleet is resolute in whatever this new technology is.
Maybe they do a thing like they're just exasperated with Esteban. Yes, you can go
Oh yeah,
ahead.
that's absolutely. This is like you could just hear the sound of the mashed button on the other end of like 75 light years away. You could still hear that button getting mashed down. All right, so we're just going to engage it. I don't know if there's going to be any unusual. Is there? And when they begin to engage, that's when you say the sabotage happens, right? Is that when the goo leaps off of someone's arm?
Um. Okay. Do we test it once and it works, and the second time, or is it just going to go haywire the first time we try it?
Let me see. Oh, I'd be super happy unless we have a genius kid show up.
Who's
That
the
messes
genius
up things.
kid?
I don't know. That was the other problem. We had a tested, because we also can have the kick drive with let me see. We can just have it succeed once, or it can just fail outright. And I'm just trying to think of when it happened the last time in the first episode. Nobody revoked permission. Nobody revoked the permission we already granted. Yes, that's the shiny warp juice is the most pure of these shapeshifters. Oh no. Yep. Let's see. Oh, I've totally missed a whole bunch of GM and the Great Barrier stuff. Yeah, we're the writer's barely disguised fetish. Okay, so yeah, do we want to say does it malfunction on the first time or not? We'll just go 50-50.
Yes.
It does malfunction the first time.
Ooh. Okay. So. And does Esteban have some sort of quippy? Does he say anything funny or not?
Well, oh, Esteban. I don't think Esteban is the funny, not the.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking of was the drive fails. Now, the reason the drive fails is that's when the sabotage happens, because that was what I was kicking off. And it's because of who's the goo? Who did the goo come off of to mess with this?
Probably H and B because she's closest to the drive.
Okay. Or did it take control of her, or we're just gonna have it slide off her hand?
Oh, I think we know something's up. And maybe we're worried that it's a contaminant. First, like it's some sort. Maybe we don't suspect that it's a sentient being. We just think it's some kind of.
Yeah. Well, I think now we know why the Gimp is a germaphobe, because he's trying to prevent this another life form from mounting a rescue.
Oh yes.
Yeah. No, I like this. Gimp starts panicking. Well, I like the idea that he really can talk. It's just he's just a jerk. Gimp starts panicking is frustrated at the drive failure. Yeah, let me see. Marcellus is upset about what did I have here? Well, you're not a thing. Okay, Gimp starts panicking at the sight of the goo. And we all assume it's contamination and start shooting at it.
Uh,
Or no?
or yeah, how would we react to something? I mean, is that what you would do to a
Sure.
just a germ?
It's dirty. It's dirt. I get the dust. The phasers are called dustbusters for a reason. I'm gonna clean this mess up.
So maybe
Um.
when we start shooting at it, that's when we realize it's not just
Oh
because
well,
it
he
could.
starts at the goo. We try and like get it with a mop and bucket or something.
Yeah, yeah, or just some. We're spraying some Clorox on it or something like that, which makes it angry.
I forget how to spell Clorox, but we'll go with that for the minute.
Hmm.
And then more goo comes off of our hands
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
there's several goo, and we're gonna have to decide how this works. But I like the idea that you have a shape shifting creature because it seemed like bits of Odo could live away from Odo but not act on its own. You know, because like you could drain blood out of one of them, and it would
Hmm.
live outside of them, but they'd reabsorb it. So I don't
Hmm.
quite know how the whole consciousness thing works with them, but I don't think
I think it's best not to dig too deep,
it's let's
right?
not dig in that. Yeah, it's as the
That's
plot
yeah.
needs.
We just hey, here it goes.
Yeah, Morgu starts shuffling off,
Hmm. Hmm.
and general panic. General worry and concern, and I think that's a good act too.
Hmm. Hmm.
Our pacing is just as even as anything in Discovery at this point.
It's so true.
Uh, it's so annoying. All right. What is our? So our act three is us just holding a phaser on a pile of goo.
Um, we well, Act three, basically, it's either going to get a lot worse than and then we figure it out, or we figure it out right away. Somehow Act three, we've got to resolve the whole issue, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that's something from Fur Affinity. We're gonna skip the Fur Affinity stuff for the moment, please.
We are.
Again. Oh, I love this one.
What's that?
Goo Man is. Oh God, my precious goo. I have no idea what it is because I haven't seen the 32nd season of that, but we're gonna go with it.
Mm.
I'm just looking for weirder stuff, but I think we'll be fine.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big fan of whatever this is.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's SCP. It's one of the SCP things, but I'm not
Yeah,
gonna get
it's
too
quite
bent.
cute. I gotta say, it's charm. It's got a charm about it. It's where you would be sympathetic.
Or there's this one that looks a little brain dead. Or there we go. That's
Yeah,
gonna
that
be the
actually.
boyfriend. That'll be the
That.
boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
Yep, slime boy.
Mm.
So we're gonna do that for the moment.
Hmm.
Yeah, again, this is definitely the DM's barely concealed fetish.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like that it doesn't have to look like a person, because it's just gonna be a big mess.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, copy, put this in. This will be Act 3. Whoops, Z. Okay, Act 3 is, what, gum up the works or something?
Yes. I like that. Gum up the works.
Goo consolidates to a humanoid shape, which I dearly love, you know.
Hmm.
And, well, we're gonna cut back and forth to the bridge a lot.
Hmm.
Let me see here. Yeah, I don't have a good pun for goo at this point. There's we report up to the bridge. There's goo.
There's goo. There's goo.
And what I'm gonna do is, goo hoo. Yeah.
Well, Captain Esteban say, Edna, make sure that Starfleet understands this. Tell them there's goo.
Yeah, some risk of contamination, which Esteban, the original Esteban, was very concerned about.
That's true.
He was very concerned about the risk of contamination.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to. Whoops. Don't have to
He's
do
already thinking maybe he's gonna just jettison engineering.
Yeah, the whole module.
Mm-hmm.
And Willem is like, Willem's ready to go on. Cliff is really ready for this.
Mm.
Yeah, so Cliff's got the explosive bolts ready. He is way too eager to get rid of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to space some people. He's a Vulcan, but he's gonna space them.
He's he's got his hobbies.
We have our hobbies. All right, so we've got the goo on the bridge. We got the goo for the gimp. We stepped up to the next thing. Do we have the goo try and communicate? Do we have it? What's it do? Because we're about to like phasers are out. And is this thing gonna try and like attack the drive? You think?
Maybe it's
because it may not understand.
Well, it just other to suggest that or somebody said something about taking over H&B, but maybe it's more of a matter of taking H&B hostage.
Actual H&B is elsewhere shapeshifters imitating them. Yeah, we may have already passed that point of no return. I do like the idea of, I do like the idea that we maybe, maybe it takes the shape of H&B because it was with her for the most time. We just duplicate her.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Does that work to better
assume,
it would. Or take her over? I like the idea of duplicate or take her over.
Because I think it's a matter of now the creature or the intruder needs leverage or something like that. How are we going to resolve this, or what is it?
Oh, okay. You're going to go for the more not trying to communicate. You're going to go for the hostage situation.
I'm thinking. I mean, because maybe she also becomes she's the one that's communicating because she can translate or something.
Yeah, so how does he deal with the ball gag?
So
I'm gonna do this.
Beats me.
format options. I'm gonna do, oh, didn't we have a... Oh, I thought for sure I could adjustments. There we go. H&B is now merged with a creature.
Mm-hmm,
That's how I'm gonna do the merge. Yeah, H&B tries to speak through the ball gag, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do we just have freedom or something like that, or Does it speak eloquently, or like just somebody who's like got half a brain?
Well, I think maybe maybe that's the problem with, since it's all divided up, it can't communicate clearly. So it's very cryptic what it's saying, and again, we've got to, the task here is figuring out what it wants and figuring out what's actually happening.
Which is what?
Well, that we're exploiting a creature inside.
I know what I need some cryptics.
Maybe it says something like release.
It points to the ball gag, or points to the gimp, and says release.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's good.
And at that point, we presume that Gimp, Cat presumes unfair labor contract, presumes unpaid internship.
Right.
NDA.
Mm-hmm.
Points phaser at Waller. Points phaser at Wallace. I love that idea myself.
Yeah, we get a little, a little standoff situation.
Little standoff, little bit. No, I like the idea of that. What's our next? We have to clear up that misunderstanding somehow.
I think, maybe him just assures everybody that, this is.
Hey, the dice are back. All right.
Ooh, yeah. Look at that.
Dice Street's back. All right.
All right.
But all right. So Wallace is does Wallace try and reassure him that Gimp is paid, or does Gimp do something to give away the game?
Oh, that's right. Because if Gimp says that's not what the creature's saying, he'd have to explain what is going on.
Oh, Gimp does?
Well, wouldn't he? I mean, because if he just said no, I'm fully compensated.
Well, yeah. Is he panicked enough about it? Like, because I'm getting a very Groppler Zorn kind of vibe. Which is, it's like there's nothing new, but yes, we're doing some Groppler Zorn stuff here.
We're Groppling.
We're Groppling. We're Zorning.
We're Groppling.
We're Groppling. Yeah. So he's gonna. Yeah, he's. I think he's gonna like. Now, what I want to do is have the face. Now we can just have the face smack up against the thing.
Oh yeah, like immediately.
Face. The chamber. Gasp.
And
I love this. We cut back to the bridge. And what I'm going to do is this and go. Shit, there are two of them. And I do really like that. Cliff gets his hand on that button. Cliff starts turning keys. Yeah, so I love that. It's like, hey, ask Starfleet if it's okay if we have two of them.
Goo-hoo. I'd still just love that.
We have double goo.
We got double goo.
Yeah, which I love the idea. We have double goo, and
Goo squared.
Goo squared. Oh yeah. Well, because we got goo who. Now I like this idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of goo 2. I don't care. I have freaking text, and I can use superscript. There. It's gonna be a joke for the math nerds. Yeah, so that gets us back to the double goo, and now we've got. I love that this is a wholly different version than Encounter at Farpoint, where the two
Yeah.
creatures don't love each other. One of them is pissed off because they're not letting him live their life openly. I'm here for this. I am
yeah.
going to absolutely declare that this is what's going to happen. Let your goo flag fly.
Let your goo flag fly. It's just, yeah, it's like, would you just leave me alone, Mom? I need to live my life.
Oh no, I like it that they've changed and they're going to get a divorce.
Oh.
I mean, I like that this is like the ex-partner. I don't want it to be a parent. I want it to be somebody who just decided that they didn't really know what they were getting into with an open relationship.
Mm.
And the goo emerges, and we're gonna have a second one.
The hot one.
Oh yeah, let's get the hot one in here. All right.
The hot. Bring out the hot goo.
The hot mess. Yeah, I like the thirst trap right there. Yeah, I think everybody is. I really love the idea that yeah, if I could get the thing in a it does need a bondage gag, but that's okay. I think he's just gonna.
I think it speaks for himself.
I think he speaks for himself.
He is everything.
Yeah, so he's gonna be right there. Oh God. The Neo Goo, the Kickin' Goo. We'll call it the Kick Goo.
The Kickagoo
Emerges. And he talks about how, I think Gimp goes over and hugs him. Looks like an attack. But goes in for a hug. Luckily, Cat's phaser misses.
Oh yeah, because she's gonna be on it.
And yeah, and you get to see that they're together, and Kick Goo talks through Gimp. And it's all gonna just be like Kenny. And then there's Kick Goo, and then there's whatever it would be, like, Origigoo.
The Origigoo.
H and B, all through ball gags and leather, all subtitles. There we go. I think our work here is done. And it's gonna be like, no, this makes me happy.
I'm living my best life.
We've grown apart. I like the idea apart since we split, Because I like the idea that because they can live in different parts, this part of the original goo went somewhere else. This is still all the same organism. This makes me happy. Because I like the idea that you can keep redividing the goo and it'll get a new personality. And I like it, you know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think this is.
This is
I
actually
how-
Star Trek as hell.
Well, it's also like you'd never expect anything from the Daystrom Institute to end pleasantly.
Yes. Take that, Daystrom. Yeah, so the you know, and I guess does it just become an aw shit moment, or we just send the goo back on its way? And we find out that the drive really doesn't work. It was just an elaborate excuse to build a fetish cage.
Well, maybe it's more like we say something like there are some ethical issues, and let's send it back to the drawing board, and then we never talk about it again.
Oh, I like the idea that the Federation is not into the kink shame. The Federation actually kink shames. We will not have our ships run by a kink drive.
People will talk.
We'll talk. But yeah, I think that is probably the epilogue of, you know.
Yeah, everybody's gone home, and we're back in. I don't know where we are. It's just like that thing where they say a few things, and then we're out. You know.
Well, I don't know what we'd say. The kick drive is decommissioned.
Yeah, the kick drive.
One-liner for noob.
Yeah. That's a really good one-liner.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and yeah, all leather, and I like it. And then this will be the noob one. Yeah. Oh, I think now I know where those. Now I understand what was those increasing energy emissions from the reactor were indicating. Tried to do it with a proper spend, but to no avail. Don't worry, there's no spends in this. I think you do, it's this. Felix or Simon will tell you, or Felix will do it. Item. I think if I'm not mistaken, you do the exclamation point item, but it seems like it's broken again.
You know, we just
go
it's
redeem. Yeah, you gotta redeem one-liner. I really don't like the system. I am not very good at it. But either way, we don't. His points don't matter. To be honest,
we do it on trust. You know.
Yeah, we have something deeper. You and I. In a different reality, we could have all been friends. And apparently, yeah, Felix just got around to giving everybody fate chips anyway for your loyalty, for showing up. But yeah, I like the idea. He got the one-liner, and then we decommission the goo drive. I have no idea where we do this in. If this is just on the bridge.
Let's just have it on the bridge because it's kind of like one of those, that kind of.
Oh, we all just far be it from me to kink shame.
Yeah. And we'll never talk of it again.
We'll never speak of this again.
Never speak of it again.
Let me see. Yeah, so I got to bring the other people in then. H&B. Cat. Yeah, everybody. And I think one of them is going to keep the ball gag in. And I think that will be me. I think Noob will keep the ball gag in. Because he kind of liked it.
Well, something inside has awakened.
Yes. Let me see. Get you up in the. Come on, no, come on, come on. Order, bring to front, and yeah, I think the driver's decommissioned, and then Willem goes, "Wait, would this be kink shaming? Would this be kick shaming?" So is Starfleet kink shaming? Kick shamed. Has it been kick shamed? Yeah, because I like the idea there's a kick drive, and I'm going to do a pun, and I don't care. Yeah, I like the idea of that. And once again, somebody has to go back to the, go back to the Daystrom Institute, empty-handed again this time. However, now there's a whole new set of holodeck programs that are going to come out of the Daystrom Institute's publication arm. Right?
Absolutely.
All right, so everybody, thank you so much. That was kind of weird. What I do want to say is next week, we have another set of Star Trek events. And it is interrogation by torture, long-term mixed species romance. We can use the captain again if we want or not. And a match their shield frequency trope. We don't have a name for it, so if you want to put things in the Discord, visit us in the Discord and put some names out there. I think that would be kind of cool. Keep up with us and try that out. What I'm going to do next is keep in mind it's not all kinks here at Architects of Fate. There's other games too, and so what I want to say is Saturday we are off. Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition, 2 of Annihilation. It's to be announced, but we did somehow have DM Dave. No, not that one. Or that one, apparently, brought into his own game. So someone has figured out how to use the redeems against us, and it is now the players versus the entire God chat. And then on Monday at 8:30, the 9th rule for Star Trek Back in Business. The 9th rule: opportunity plus instinct equals profit. Again, somebody's offering our merry band of Ferengi a way out of whatever is happening to them now, and we're gonna see if they take it, see if they profit from it or are destroyed by it. And then on Tuesday, let me see. Why do I keep missing my outros? Snowed in, Conan, the Age of Adventures Undreamed of, I think. After an eventful evening leading to the stabbing of the giant mushroom giant, the party awakens in the deep snow-covered hunting lodge, filled with people of various purposes and secrets. Will the party play with their words or their blades? We did have a cancellation last week, so yes, you're not messed up. This is actually what's happening. And then on Wednesday, Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition, Call of the Netherdeep. I don't have any numbers for it. I don't have anything for it. But the audience can use, yes, the audience always uses everything to put their thinly veiled kinks in there, which is pretty funny. But we've got, let me see, we just started a raid too, and Call the Netherdeep deeper into those nethers because nobody got their token in, their description into us in time. And then Thursday, Evil League of Evil, once again, we've got those wacky band of villains trying to protect Bad Horse while running from the cops. And maybe, just maybe, the villains are going to level up this time. And then, again, brings us back around to Friday for Cookie Trek. we'll let you know what the name of it is. It is not the Fast and the Curious. But I have a feeling it's gonna be, I like, harmonics. I think we just call it harmonics. Or torturous harmonics. That might work too. But either way, everybody enjoy the raid. Say hi. It's a channel that we don't normally follow, but it looks like a guy. This time, I don't think he's on break. I think that's new for us.
Yeah.
So go in, say woohoo, and have a good day. Yeah, woohoo with me, chat. Okay, so we gotta toss chicken fingers in.